trade on the Welford Arm slowly drifted away, and by the 1940s it had stopped altogether. An accident with some straw falling into the lock turned into a final catastrophe when the straw was set light to and destroyed the lock gates. The arm still had water in it because it was a feeder from the reservoir to the main canal, but that's all that it was likely to be. In 1964, the Old Union Canal Society and others joined together to campaign for full restoration. This is that story.
All we've done is to try and help out, and today is our big day. We've Colonel Morgan, the representative of Welford for the RDC, Miss Sanderson Morrison, of the chairman of the Market Harbour RDC, and of course Sir Frank Price, who will do the opening ceremony for us. Sir Frank Price.
Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure as the chairman of the British Waterways Board to be here to open the Welford Arm. The chairman made a comment that his society hadn't done much. In fact, they did a great deal, and their part in this should not be underplayed. They acted as a catalyst, and the British Waterways Board joined in with them in order to do something to restore the Welford Arm. First of all, great pleasure to be here, and I'm very pleased that you decided to ask me to do this opening ceremony. I understand that we're going to drive the boat through this tape, and I hope we don't pull the buildings down when we do it. That's been done before. First of all, I've got to unveil a plaque. I understand it was put here for the time being for this ceremony, but then it will be attached, I think, to the lock wall. Mr. Chairman, can I now then first unveil the plaque and then try to manoeuvre the boat through the gap and cut the tape. Thank you.
So you were saying that in 1964, John Piper wanted to come up.
He came up with his boat, couldn't get through, so he formed the Canal Society with Charles Baker from the Harbour Marine, who wanted to have another base here. So they got together and formed the society, and then those years until '69 when they opened the arm.
Members of the Old Union Canal Society for the work they put in organising this, and in recent efforts in digging and painting and edging and ditching and things, and also for organising our stall. Our new friends in the Welford and Solby Historical Society for all the efforts they've also put in, not only in this excellent little pop-up museum they prepared today, but also edging and ditching and clearing the edges. 2 weeks ago you wouldn't have known there was stone around these finger wharfs. Also I'd like to thank Husbands Bosworth Parish Council, also for assistance with edging and ditching and gardening and things, clearing lime kilns, but also the use of the loudspeaker, but most importantly, the bench. So when we finish the day, please take a wander down to the lock and look at the new bench we put in for you on Thursday. It's a beautiful looking thing. And our great thanks to Husbands Bosworth Parish Council for that. And while you're down there, of course, have a look at the trading boats that will be pleased of your custom. And the final person I think I would like to thank of this parish, young Matthew here, Matthew Harris, who has been probably the most instrumental person in organising all the boats so that they're precision moored with that spaces between them. We filled the space. He's also been organising the painting, the ditching, clearing of the lime kilns, everything else that's gone on. So I think a little round of applause for all these people, particularly Matthew. And with that, I would like to introduce Councillor Leslie Bowles, until recently the local district councillor for Welford Wharf, which is part of Huston and Bosworth, and is the outgoing chairman of Harbour District Council and has intimate history with this location. Thank you.
That sounds quite ominous. Thank you. Firstly, thank you very much for inviting me here today. It is quite apt that this is my last official duty as chairman of Harbour District Council, and it is very fitting that it should be here in my old ward, but also because my family and I lived at the wharf just over there for so many years, so I have a lot of memories of the Welford Arm. So it is great to be here, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend. And everybody that have worked so hard on the wharf, on the Welford Arm, deserves such a good round of applause. Thank you so much. Thank you. I now have pleasure in asking Philip Mulligan, who is the East Midlands Regional Director of the Canal and River Trust, to say a few words.
But before we do that, I'm sorry for interrupting you, Philip, I would just like to say 50 years ago, a young girl called Jane presented a posy of flowers to the then Lady Mayoress, and that still young Jane is here today to reprise her role. So with that, I'll pass you across to, with apologies for the interruption, Philip Mulligan, Regional Director, Canal and River Trust.
Right, thank you. It's a real honour to be here today. I've not been in the role that long, and this is the first festival like this that I've been to, so it's a real education for me. It's wonderful to see. And it's an honour to represent the Canal and River Trust here today, and 50 years is a really suitable point to mark something. I say that as someone who's really celebrating the efforts of people like the Old Union Canal Society and others who campaigned, who lobbied their vision. We're celebrating that because they petitioned British Waterways at the time to reopen this arm, and had they not done that, then this could well have been filled in, as many canals have been, developed on. So we're celebrating the fact that it has remained the same. We're also celebrating the fact that British Waterways at the time actually listened to the local people and the groups, and for the first time really engaged with a group of volunteers and worked together to open up this arm. So a lot has changed in the last 50 years. A lot has changed with what was British Waterways and is now the Canal and River Trust. So with that, I want to congratulate all the people, Steve, and everyone involved in today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the festival. Thank you.
Stay close, please.
We have a lot of music. Have sunshine. I thought there was somewhere up from off the Canal direction. I could be wrong.
Well, in other words, I haven't got a clue, so I know how to say something, and I thought that's the best thing to get me out.
I'm Richard Parry, Chief Executive of the Canal and River Trust, and it's great to see this event happening here in Welford. These events are fantastic at bringing people together to celebrate the canal, particularly when there's an anniversary to celebrate, as there is here. 50 years since the opening of the canal, and the day when Frank Price came and reopened the lock and restored the arm, and it just reminds everyone what a great amenity they have on their doorstep.
Down here?
Lots of water coming down.
Well, that was...
The water's getting way down.